Hey y'all, it's me, Hetty, and I'm going to show you a quick little dish. You know, sometimes you just want something a little different. Now, with times being the way they are, I normally like to use little small button mushrooms for this dish. But guess what? I got what I could because I was wanting some. And all I did is these were the big ones, you know, and I just quartered them. If they were really big, I cut them into 6 pieces, but mainly I just quartered them. I cleaned them and quartered them. You don't wash mushrooms. You just take a paper towel and wipe it off really good. I do not like the stems, so I don't use them. You can. What I always tell y'all, you do you. All right, now I'm putting this on a medium-high heat to get started. And I'm putting in, about a 1.5 tablespoons, and this is olive oil this time. You can just use cooking oil. I'm using olive oil for this. All right, I'm also adding in, I've got 24 ounces of mushrooms, so 1.5 pounds. And a lot of times you just get the pound size, or if you could do 2 8-ounce packages with this. You can cut this recipe all the way down to accommodate 8 ounces if you want to. But y'all know I have 3 grown sons and my husband. So we like it. So I always do a little extra. All right. Now, the olive oil helps this butter to not burn. Now I'm gonna get this butter in here and let it be melted, and I'm gonna tell you what else I have. Now this is my oven roasted garlic. And this is equivalent of about 6 to 7 cloves. This garlic is to taste. You do want to add some. And if you're using fresh, you're just going to mince it up. Same thing. I've got the equivalent of about 1/2 to 3/4 of an onion in this. This is my slow caramelized onions. And I'm using that. But they cook way down, so it doesn't look like I'm adding much, but it is actually a good bit. My other ingredient, this is pretty simple, and I showed you the mushrooms already. So mushrooms, butter, I'm using olive oil. You can just use cooking oil if you want to. And I do not have any fresh parsley. I did look. I'm using dried parsley. You do you. I use dried parsley. But if you're using a tablespoon of fresh parsley, and the recipe, as usual, I've always told y'all, will be down below. The ratio is about 1 teaspoon of dried parsley equals 1 tablespoon of fresh. So just keep that in mind. Get that butter off of here. All right, in go the mushrooms. And now, time constraints. I'm going to try to make this a really quick video. Like I said, I've got this over a medium-high heat. You're not going to walk off. It doesn't take mushrooms that long to get done, but I've shown y'all in previous videos, and I'll show you when we get to that point. Mushrooms have to release their natural water, okay? So it's going to look really wet in here for a minute, and then it'll cook down. Since my onion and garlic are already cooked and ready to go, you know, I freeze this. I'll give you links below if you're interested. It sure makes life easier when you're cooking. All right. If I were using fresh onion and fresh garlic, I would have added in my onion first. I wouldn't have even used all the butter yet. I would have just used a little bit of butter and a smidgen of oil, sauteed them off. Oh, a good 5 minutes. Then I would add in my minced garlic and let it all reduce down together. Because nothing's worse than bitter garlic. You don't want to overcook your garlic. You want it cooked, but you don't want to overcook it. All right, I'm going to hush for now. Let me reduce these, get them going so we can reduce them, and we'll add in everything else as we go. Also, of course, salt and pepper. I'm going to use my Malden salt crystals today for my salt. I just love that stuff. They're really large crystals, but they are so nice. But you can just use regular salt and pepper, as I do sometimes. Okay, I'll see y'all when we're ready to go. No reason to wait. So in is gonna go the onion. You know, the onion is optional, but highly, highly recommended. All right, we're gonna stir that in. Now, if I were using fresh parsley, which I mainly do, but I've told y'all, pick your battles. If I don't have something, I'll use dried in a heartbeat. But you do need to know sometimes dried has a different ratio than fresh. I'm gonna go ahead, that's what I was saying, since my air conditioner cut on right before I started filming, so I'm gonna put this down. It's blowing my parsley around, yeah. So I'll bring you back in a minute, and then that might be it, guys. It doesn't take long, I'm telling you, I'm not kidding, but so good. And yes, if you can afford a steak, more power to you. They're great, but I'll tell you, they're great with just a meat patty too. So just FYI, if you're just wanting to change it up a bit, you can make this, throw it in with your oven roast. Oh my gosh, so good. Mix it in with the au jus, excellent. Okay, see you in a minute. All right, guys, just that quick. It's been less than 2 minutes. I'm coming in. Now look, malt and salt crystals, I've shown y'all before. You see how large they are. So it looks like I'm adding a lot more salt than I am. I love this stuff. A product of England. My friends over in England. And now I'm gonna come in with some pepper. Give it a final little toss. I'm gonna cut this heat off. Give it a nice little toss. Oh, y'all, wish you could smell this. I told you I wish I had smell of YouTube. I've been saying that for years. Okay, I'm gonna plate this up for you. So guess what? So I really had a rough week last week. Thursday, the 4th, was my birthday, and the channel turned 8 years old. So yes, 8 years old for the channel. All right, here we go. I'm gonna plate it up and I'll be right back. So I admit I snuck a taste. It is so good, y'all. And again, I'm sorry I didn't have any fresh parsley to make it all pretty for you. But look, if you serve this, you just make a pan-seared meat patty or a steak or anything like that, or chicken breast, whatever you like that. You have some roasted or steamed vegetables on the side, and you spoon this over your meat. Oh my gosh, this is amazing and so easy. I am telling y'all, if I wasn't making a video, this would have been done in 5 minutes, start to finish. I mean, I would have cut up the mushrooms, but I'm just saying, I highly recommend you try this. And as always, you know, the recipe will be down below. This was just a quick one. I love y'all, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.